Shalom Aleichem, a good night of Shabbos. It's Chanuka, the last day of Chanuka, and Sunday is Teves. Teves is the day when from on high the court approved the belongings of the previous Rebbe belongs to the larger Chabad community, Agudas Chidei Chabad, and more importantly, that the Rebbe, our Rebbe, establishes Chabad policy, and no one else does. And this idea is important even today, because, as the Rebbe himself said, the previous Rebbe is more alive now, this was in 1987, I believe, than before. Every day he becomes more alive. And the same is true with our Rebbe. The way the Rebbe wanted the Teves to be celebrated was through Seforim, through Jewish books and writings. To write them, to buy them, to learn them, most importantly, all centering around Seforim and Jewish books. So on a personal note, for those that don't know, I happen to be a writer. I've written quite a bit. And I encourage you to take a look at some of my books. In 1985, the Rebbe gave me direction of what I should write and what I shouldn't write in a general way, but as is the style of a Chabad Rebbe and Chabad Chassidim, you have to use your own cup, you have to use your own seichel, your own brains and intellect, how to implement that. This was regarding something that I did when I was in Marin County on Shlichus in California in 1985. And I had printed 5,000 flyers to distribute to the new community that I came to introduce our work, the Rebbe's work, Chabad Lubavitch. And the Rebbe felt that the way, the title, which I took from another shliach, I basically copied the same flyer and just put my face there instead of the other Chabad shliach's face. And the Rebbe said that it was contradictory. The message of I am not a Reform Jew, I am not a conservative Jew, I'm not an Orthodox Jew, I am Chabad, and a Chabad believes that a Jew is a Jew. And that's what's at the center of our philosophy. The Rebbe felt that title, which he said is self-contradictory. You're trying to tell everyone Chabad loves every Jew, and it's unconditional, and yet you say I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, meaning there is this. There's Reform, Conservative, and Orthodoxy. And the Rebbe said that gives in to the labels, the concept of labels. I took the 5,000 and I threw them in the garbage. I never sent it out. And there's a lot of, meaning to this. I'm just saying it quickly. But writing is an important step in developing a relationship. Reading is an important step in enhancing the relationship, and ultimately believing and walking away with what you read creates within a person a system of life. So I want to just for a few moments talk a little bit about this and how it's relevant to Zois Chanuka and to Teves. So Zois Chanuka is the 8th day of Chanuka. Chanuka is all about illumination, light. The world was lit up in the last 8 days, all over, not just by Chabad, by Yidden all over. There's such an outpouring of light and illumination. In particular, this year with the situation in Eretz Yisrael, the war and everything else that reminds us of and brings to the table, the light and illumination that we've seen has never been seen before. And that's gewaldig, that's wonderful. Hey Teves Sunday is about Rebbe, about the Rebbe being a Rebbe in full control of Chabad and a direct link to the Baal HaTanya who started the Chabad movement over 200 years ago. That's also light. And you know why that's light? Not only and not just because when I have a problem and an issue and I have a doubt, I go to a Rebbe. I go to our Rebbe. No. That's true. But it's much deeper. It's the relationship to divinity, to godliness. The Rebbe is a man of God. The Rebbe is a divine inspiration as in a body. Okay? I'm not proposing that, God forbid, the Rebbe is God. I'm not going in that direction. What I'm talking about is that there's a Moshe Rabbeinu, there is a leader who's among us, who gives us clear direction in every aspect of life. The Rebbe is a pointer. He points to you and he says to you, Rachel, do this or go here. This is something that your soul will benefit from. Do you have a choice to not listen? Absolutely. Everyone has free will, free choice. The Rebbe wants the Jew to internalize through their mind and heart the advice and come to it on their own terms. And he said this numerous times to all kinds of people, including Rabbi Steinsaltz. I heard from the nephew of Rabbi Steinsaltz, who was told by Rabbi Steinsaltz after he came out of Yechidus with the Rebbe wanted something from him, so he said, Rebbe, I'll do it. But it was clear to the Rebbe that he didn't really agree with the Rebbe. So the Rebbe said to him, I don't want you to do it and to write it because I told you to do so. I want you to come to a point where you understand that this is the right thing to do. And if you don't, then don't say it. Don't write it, because that's fake. Chassidus, when we learn Chassidus, and we internalize Chassidus, and we think Chassidus, it helps us come to that point. Again, not Rebbe worship. We're not about Rebbe worship. That's the reason, one of the reasons why some people have a problem with Chassidim and Chassidus and Rebbe is because they see it as Rebbe worship. This is not about Rebbe worship. This is about God worship. This is about serving the Eibishter and finding individuals in your life that live and are the embodiment of what God wants. That's what Hey Teves is about, as expressed through Seforim, through the Seforim of the Torah, through writings based on the Torah. And that's the way you make life. And that's the way you make eternal light. That the 8 days of Chanuka, the light of Chanuka, the tremendous inspiration and illumination will go now into the winter. We're entering the winter. We're entering another domain in which it's cold, it's frigidy, it's uncomfortable. We take the light of the menorah, the inspiration, especially on Zeis Chanukah, and we transfer it right into Hey Teves, which is associated with tzaddikim, and it's associated vis-a-vis Seforim books, Jewish books. Get your family to read more. Read at the table, the Shabbos table. Baruch Hashem, in all communities, there's been a tremendous proliferation of more and more Jewish writings in many languages. So therefore, this is a day to contemplate. I refer to Hey Teves, and not just to contemplate, but to actually go out, and this is what the Rebbe wanted, those that want to know what the Rebbe wanted, to buy Seforim and Jewish books, or to donate more books to the library, to a Jewish library, and to have more Seforim in your house, and to open the Seforim, to open the books, and to read them, and to learn them, and to discuss them, and to debate, and to argue, and to farbring with them, to make the books living, not just the legacy, but an actual living embodiment of Torah and Chassidus. May Hashem help each and every one of us to do so. And again, I encourage you to go to my website. It's Rabbi Dalfin, DALFIN.com, to take a look at the many books I've written over the years and to purchase a book or two or more. And we have a very special sale, 50 to 70% on many of the books. So those that haven't been able to buy any of my books, so most of my books until now because of the price, there's a great sale, and I encourage you to go there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, throughout the week, but to do it so that there are books left for you, and they should help, that we should have the ultimate writing of the book through Mashiach Tzedkenu B'Korev Mamish Yerushalayim Ashlema, the complete Yerushalayim with good health and happiness, Parnasa, Shidduchim Tovim, and only the seeing of Mashiach in actuality. Good Shabbos.